Hi everybody, welcome back. Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy here again, as always. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Please click on the button and then you'll get notifications of when a new video appears. So, what are we talking about today? Good topic this one, I think it'll be good. Driver fitting. How do we go about getting you guys and girls fitted for a driver? I do lots of driver fittings here in my golf academy for Ping and Mizuno, and there are four things which I take into account really when I'm trying to fit a driver. First thing, loft. Second thing is shaft flex and shaft weight. Third thing is the overall length of the club, and the fourth thing is grip size. Now, all of those are important, and we're not going to put them in any order of importance. But we're going to take them one at a time for you and give you a bit more information on what these things mean, what it's relevant to you, and hopefully get you better informed for when you go and buy your next driver. Now, quick word about modern drivers. I've got a Ping G30 here in my hands, and there are lots and lots of great golf drivers on the market these days. Now, this has been said by other people on YouTube and on the internet. So, you know, what I'm saying here has been said a lot before. Top-end golf clubs, Ping, Callaway, TaylorMade, Nike, Mizuno, Cleveland, the list goes on and on. The spec of the modern driver is very similar. The performance of them can be quite similar. They all have their own little attributes, different colours, more adjustability, but a good driver, broadly speaking, top end will give you similar results as long as it's the right spec for you. So, let's talk about loft. With the modern driver being adjustable, it's a godsend really for people like me who fit golf clubs, because we can have one head and it could be adjustable from 8 degrees through to 11. Before we used to have different set lofts and we had to kind of fit with those. How does loft work? Well, you know, I've seen over the years we're using much more loft. Even tour players are using much more loft than they would do, say, 10 years ago. Not unusual now for a tour player to be using a 10.5 degree driver. So we've got to get the loft suited to you. Now, some people will be very high ball launchers who might want a bit more less loft. Some people will struggle to get the ball in the air. They want more loft. So again, getting the right loft these days is much simpler. I've got a 10 degree SF Tech G30 here. Now this will move to 11, it'll move down to 9, and we've got sort of 0.6 of a degree increment. So I've got a lot of adjustability built into that. So that's how loft can kind of help. Shaft, very interesting topic, shaft flexes. I get asked about this a lot. What shaft should I use? Well, the old formula really used to be club head speed. So we'd look at somebody's club head speed. If it was very fast, let's just say 100 miles an hour, let's pluck a number out of the air. 100 miles an hour club speed would generally put you into a stiff flex. If you were 80, 85 miles an hour club speed, probably regular, and below that we'd use soft regular. This is for men I'm talking about. Ladies out there watching, we've got specific shaft flexes to suit ladies' club speeds. When I'm fitting better lady players, we're often moving into soft reg flex or men's regular. So it's all about tying the shaft flex into your club speed. So to give you a little example here, I've got a Ping G30, again I'll just show you that. I've got it set up to 10.5 degrees. But I've got the soft regular shaft in. Now my club head speed when I'm warmed up is round about 100 to 105. So if I was hitting this club, what's going to happen is we're going to get this movement. The club head's going to get there first in effect. So I'm going to get too much bend in the shaft this way. Okay, and what's going to happen effectively is the club face, as the shaft does that, it's going to start closing on me. So I'm going to hit this shot here, and I fully expect it to go left on me. Okay, so we look at this ball in flight, folks. It's going severely left. Now, is that my bad golf swing? Quite possibly. But it's more likely to be the shaft. Now, if you look at the shot shape there, I've started it pretty much bang on line, but because the shaft's too weak, okay, the shaft's giving in a little bit and the club's getting in a bit closed, thus imparting the overdraw spin on that. So if I then change to a stiffer flex shaft, I would definitely have more control on where the ball's going. So that's kind of how shaft works. People, in my experience, tend to use shafts that are too stiff. I fitted a guy the other day who had a 9 degree, he was playing off 24 handicap, he had a few swing issues. He said, my driver's awful. I said, what are you doing with your driver? He said, I'm slicing everything, no distance. He had a 9 degree driver and he had a stiff shaft in there. Club head speed was 79 miles an hour, no chance. So spec'd him up to 11 degrees of loft, soft regular shaft, SF Tech, which kind of helps take some of the side spin off. Lo and behold, hit the ball straighter, and I think he picked up something like 30 yards, and he couldn't believe it. So you've no chance. If you've got the wrong driver in your hands, the wrong spec, forget it. So that's shaft. Shaft length. Now here's my big bugbear, and I'm always banging on about this, but I'm not going to make any apologies for it. I think manufacturers make drivers too long. Simple as that. 45 and 3/4 inches, 46 inches, too long. They don't need to be that long. You look at a tour shaft, a tour spec driver, most tour pros are using 45 inches, 45 1/4. I heard the other day, I only heard this from someone I was teaching, that Garcia uses a 44.5-inch driver. So go figure, best players in the world are using drivers that are shorter in length than the ones we buy off the shelf. Why? Because a shorter length driver makes it easier to hit the middle of the club. You hit the middle of the club, you hit the sweet spot, you get better launch conditions, you hit the ball further. So my recommendation would be 45 inches, 45 1/4 inches at the max. None of this, I don't get it. But anyway, that's my beef on driver length. Shorter's better. Grip size, final thing we're going to talk about. Dependent on the size of your hands, now I have medium-large glove size. Now, medium-large glove size for me means that as I grip the club there, you can just see, hopefully, how my tips of my fingers are just touching the palm of my hand. That indicates that I've got the correct grip thickness. If a grip's too thin, then what's going to happen is the hands are going to get too active. They're going to start releasing a little bit early, you're going to start closing the club face down, hitting pulls, overdraws. Too thick, we're going to get the opposite. The hands can't release in time. Generally speaking, you're going to leave the club face open, thus hitting it to the right. So grip size is really important. If you've got bigger hands, then you're probably going to need a bigger grip, maybe a mid-sized grip. If you've got smaller hands or shorter fingers, you might need a smaller grip. So customizing the grip size again can have a massive effect on performance. So you think about it, folks. You get the right loft, you get the right shaft, you get the right length, you get the right grip size, you've got a chance, haven't you? Get all those things wrong, you're going to make it very difficult. So, hope that helps, give you some ideas on how we custom fit drivers. As always, go and find a PGA professional with a launch monitor who knows his stuff. Spend some time with him or her and get fitted. Thanks for watching. Post comments down below and I'll be back soon with more videos.